Nanda Sabha, Bombay, from September 2014 to September 2016. Yoga Kirtana is now our curriculum coordinator, Carnatic vocal at Shankar Mahadevan Academy. So the floor is all yours, Kirtana.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Good evening to everybody. I'm very happy to be a part of the SMA Nirvana concert series, and I really thank Shankar Mahadevan Academy for this wonderful opportunity. So I'm going to be presenting a few melodies of Carnatic music, popular compositions of various composers, and I will also be talking a little bit about each composition before I sing the song. So looking forward to this wonderful evening, and I'll begin my concert with a composition of Sri Purandara Dasa. As most of you know, Purandara Dasa is the father of Carnatic music, the Sangeeta Pitamaha, because he was the one who structured and codified the initial lessons for all students. Most of the students who have joined today will know that already. But I'm going to be presenting a Devaranama composed by Sri Purandara Dasa. Just to give you a little brief of what this word Devaranama is. These are compositions which have an underlying theme of devotion, and they were an outcome of the Bhakti movement in South India, especially in Karnataka during the 13th century to the 14th century. So Purandara Dasa was a composer who was present during that time. The compositions were by Haridasas, who were saints, philosophers, and also just wandering bards, and they considered themselves the servants of the Lord. Thus this section of literature came to be known as Dasa Sahitya, and Purandara Dasa is of course considered the most popular of the Haridasa composers. The lyrics are mostly all in Kannada. So I will be presenting, starting with a composition of Purandara Dasa in the raga Natai, set to Khanda Chapu Tala, which is a tala of 5 counts. And this composition is on Lord Rama. जय साधु जन विनूत जय तु महिमानंत जय भाग्यवंत जय जय दशरथात्मज वीर दशकण्ठ संहार दशरथात्मज वीर दशकण्ठ संहार दशरथात्मज वीर दशकण्ठ संहार पशुपतीश्वर मित्र पावन चरित्र पशुपतीश्वर मित्र पावन चरित्र कुसुम बाण स्वरूप कुशल कीर्ति कलाप कुसुम बाण स्वरूप कुशल कीर्ति कलाप असम साहस शिक्षा अम्बुजदलाक्ष जय 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 जानकी कान्त जय साधु जन विनुत जय तु महिमानन्त जय भाग्यवन्त जय जय सामगान विलोल साधु जन परिपालकामितार्थ प्रतात कीर्ति संजात सामगान विलोल साधु जन परिपालकामितार्थ प्रदात कीर्ति संजात सोम सूर्य प्रकाश सकल लोकाधीश श्री महा रघुवीर सिंधु गंभीर जय जय सकल शास्त्र विचार शरणु जन मंदार विकसितांबुज वदन विश्वमय सदन सकल शास्त्र विचार शरणु जन मंदार विकसितांबुज वदन विश्वमय सदन सुकृत मोक्षाधीश साकेत पुरवास भक्तव चल राम पुरंदर विठल जय 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 जानकी कान्त जय साधु जन विनुत जय तु महिमानन्त जय भाग्यवन्त जय जय The next composition that I will be presenting is Mamavatu Shri Saraswati. This is a composition of Mysore Vasudevachar, also a composer from Karnataka, very well known composer post the Trinity period, which is Trinity is Tyagaraja, Dikshitar and Shyama Shastri. So he was a composer post the Trinity period, and this is a very popular composition composed by him in the beautiful raga Hindolam, and this composition pays homage to goddess Saraswati. As a vocalist, as a musician, Saraswati, the goddess who holds the veena, there's so much of she is the embodiment of music, divine music. So this composition describes goddess Saraswati. It is not just in the songs that we listen to do we find goddess Saraswati, but Saraswati's presence can be felt all around us. And today I would like to present Mamavatu Shri Saraswati in the ragam Hindolam. I will also just briefly sing a small alap of this rag to just give you an understanding of how the phrases of this ragam flow, and also a little bit of swarams towards the end of the composition. tadari nana tadarana Shri Saraswati Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Komalakara Saroja Dhrita Veena Komalakara Saroja Dhrita Veena Komalakara Saroja Dhrita Veena Komalakara Saroja Dhrita Veena Simadita Varavagvibhushani Simadita Varavagvibhushani Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Rajadhiraja Pujita Charana Rajivanayana Ramaniya Sadana Rajadhiraja Pujita Charana Rajivanayana Ramaniya Vadana Sujana Manoratha Purana Chatura Sujana Manoratha Purana Chatura Nijagala Shobhita Manimaya Hara Sujana Manoratha Purana Chatura Nijagala Shobhita Manimaya Hara Ajabhava Vandita Vasudeva Charanarpita Sakalavi Dasara Ajabhava Vandita Vasudeva Charanarpita Sakalavi Dasara Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Magamadani Mamavatu Nigasani Sanidamani Damagamadani Mamavatu Nidamagamada Magamada Damagamadani Mamavatu Nidama Magagama Magamadudamagamadamagasa Nisagamadhanisa Nigasa Nisa Nidanidamagamadani Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Saraswati. Gagama ma gama gagama mama gama 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 ga gama dani gama ga madani gama ga gama gama ga sa 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 ni sa sa ga ga sa ni sa ga ga sa ni sa da ni sa da ni sa ga ma ma ga ma ga ga sa ga ma da 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 ma da ni sa da ma ma ni da ma 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 ga ga ma ma ga ma da ma ga 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 ma da ma ga ma da ma ga ma da ni sa da ma ga ma da ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa da ma ma ga ma da 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 ma da ma ga sa ga ma da ma da ma da ni sa da ma ma ga ma da ma da ni da ni sa ni sa ni ga sa ni sa ni sa ga sa ni sa ga sa da ni sa ma ma ga sa da ni sa ga ma ma ga ma sa ga ga ni sa ni sa ga sa ga ma ga sa ni sa ma ga sa ni sa ga ma ga sa ni sa ga sa ni da ma da ga ma da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni sa ma ga sa ni sa ga ni da ma da ni ma va tu Shri Saraswati Kamakoti Pitha Nivasini Mamavatu Shri Saraswati Every time I sing this composition, it really moves me. I'd like to share the meaning of this composition as well briefly with you. Mamavatu Shri Saraswati, protect me, Saraswati, is what is being asked. Please protect me, Saraswati, the one who lives in the seat of Kamakoti, Pitha Nivasini. The second and the third part of the composition describes her lotus-like hands holding the veena and playing it beautifully. Also bestower of beauty and speech. And the last part talks about the feet, charana, worshipped by her feet, being worshipped by kings, Rajadhiraja Pujita Charana, emperors, and with lotus-like eyes and a beautiful face. So it's a complete description of her beauty. The composer also says she's adorned, Manimaya, she's wearing a beautiful necklace, and she is extolled by Brahma and Shiva, and she is the essence of all Vedas. So he is offering his salutations to the feet of Saraswati. That is the brief meaning of this composition. Next, I will move on to a composition of Sri Narayana Tirtha. This is a tarangam that I am going to be singing. Parama Purusha in the raga Behag. So I just want to share a small story or an anecdote of this wonderful composer Narayana Tirtha Swamigal. He belonged to Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh, and he adopted sannyasam very early in his life, and undertook the pilgrimage tour on the advice of his guru. As he was doing this pilgrimage, going from one place to another, it was said that he had, he started off this tour with an uncontrollable stomach ache. And with that stomach ache, he visited many places in the Kaveri Delta. He reached Thiruvayyaru. And when he was touring a small village called Nadukaveri, his stomach ache aggravated. And so he rests for that night in an existing Vinayaka temple there. And it is said that when he was sleeping, he had a dream of Lord Krishna, and said that told him in the dream that when you wake up in the morning, you will find an animal. So just follow the animal, okay, and then you follow it, and let's see where that leads you. And then the dream gets over. So when he wakes up in the morning, accordingly he sees a white pig appeared before him. And seeing a pig when you wake up is apparently not considered a good omen. So he hesitated a bit, but then as per the instruction of Lord Krishna, he decided to follow the white pig, and he follows the pig for about 4 kilometers, and the pig enters a nearby temple and disappears. And once the pig disappears, Narayana Tirtha Swamigal hears a voice saying, "Don't search for me, I only brought you here." And just by hearing that voice, he's said to have an uncontrollable happiness, and his stomach ache vanishes. And since then, the village originally named as Bhupati Rajapuram was called as Varagur, because the Sanskrit name for pig is Varaha. So it is then that he started composing compositions in Sanskrit called as Tarangams or Tarangini, and while singing the Tarangini, Lord Krishna and Rukmini are said to have appeared before him as well. So Narayana Tirtha was a very, very big devotee of Lord Krishna, and all his compositions are on Krishna, and they are called Tarangams. So I'll be presenting one of his Tarangams today. परमपुरुषमनुयामवयं सखी परमपुरुषमनुयाम परमपुरुषमनुयामवयं सखी परमपुरुषमनुयाम परमपुरुषमनुयामवयं सखी परमपुरुषमनुयाम परमपुरुषमनुयामवयं सखी परमपुरुषमनुयाम सुरुचिरहासं सुन्दरनासं सुरुचिरहासं सुन्दरनासं सुरुचिरहासं सुन्दरनासं तरुणारुण किरणाधर सरसं सुरुचिरहासं सुन्दरनासं तरुणारुण किरणाधर सरसं परमपुरुषमनुयामवयं सखी परमपुरुषमनुयाम नन्दकुमारं नगवरधीरं नन्दकुमारं नगवरधीरं वृन्दावनभुवि विविधविहारं नन्दकुमारं नगवरधीरं वृन्दावनभुवि विविधविहारं वृन्दारकगणना मणि मधुकरनिकरं वृन्दारकगण वन्दित चरणारविन्दमीलित मणि मधुकरनिकरं परमपुरुष मनुयामवयं सखी परम पुरुष मनुयाम परम पुरुष मनुयामवयं सखी युवती गीतं योगिसुललितं युवती गीतं योगिसुललितं कविजनमानस कमलविलसितं युवती गीतं योगिसुललितं कविजनमानस कमलविलसितं शिवनारायण तीर्थविरचितम् शिवनारायण तीर्थविरचितं श्रीगोपाल दयारसमिलितं शिवनारायण तीर्थविरचितं श्रीगोपाल दयारसमिलितं परमपुरुष मनुयामवयं सखी परम पुरुष मनुयाम परम पुरुष मनुयामवयं सखी परम पुरुष मनुयाम The next composition that I will be presenting is of Muthuswami Dikshitar. This is in the Ragam Amrita Varshini. Just a little story about this Ragam and the composition. It is said that Dikshitar was passing by a village which was struck by drought for several years, and as he was passing by the village, the villagers came to him sharing their plight. Okay. Is it okay now? Yeah. Okay. So they shared their plight with him, saying that there was no rain for several years, and if he could do something about it. So he immediately composes this composition, Anandamrita Karshini, because Amrita Varshini is a ragam which is known to bring rain. So he immediately composed this composition in the ragam Amrita Varshini, and in the last line of the charanam, you will hear the words Varshaya, Varshaya, Varshaya being sung 3 times, and it is said that the moment he sang this composition, there was rainfall, and the village didn't have to worry anymore. So this is a small story about this composition that I'm going to be presenting now in the Ragam Amrita Varshini. Of course, in Bangalore we've been having rain every day, and I hear that the other places in the country have been pretty hot with the heat wave, so I hope this composition brings some respite in other parts of the country as well. Anand आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि 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 अमृतवर्षिणि आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि अमृतवर्षिणि हरादिपूजिते शिवे भवानि आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि अमृतवर्षिणि हरादिपूजिते शिवे भवानि आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि अमृतवर्षिणि हरादिपूजिते शिवे भवानि आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि श्रीनन्दनादि संरक्षिणि श्रीनन्दनादि संरक्षिणि श्रीनन्दनादि संरक्षिणि श्रीगुरुगुह जननी श्रीनन्दनादि संरक्षिणि श्रीगुरुगुह जननी चिद्रूपिणि सानन्दहृदयनिलये सदये सानन्दहृदयनिलये सदये सत्यसुवृष्टिहेतवेदं सन्ततं चिन्तये अमृतेश्वरि सलिलं वर्षय 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 आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि अमृतवर्षिणि हरादिपूजिते शिवे भवानि आनन्दामृतकर्षिणि Now that we have sung a Dikshitar's composition, the concert is not complete without singing Sadguru Tyagaraja Swami's Kriti. So I will be singing again a very very popular Kriti of Tyagaraja, Manavi Alakinchara, in the Ragam Nalina Kanti. Another beautiful composition which I will talk about after I sing. मनवियालकिंचरादटे 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 मर्ममेल्ल तेल्पेदने मनसा मनवियालकिंचरादटे मर्ममेल्ल तेल्पेदने मनसा मनवियालकिंचरादटे मर्ममेल्ल तेल्पेदने मनसा मनवियालकिंचरादटे घनोडैन श्री घनोडैन श्री रामचंद्रुनि घनुडैन श्री रामचंद्रुनी घनुडैन श्री रामचंद्रुनी घनुडैन श्री रामचंद्रुनी करुणांतरंग मोदलिसिनन घनुडैन श्री रामचंद्रुनी करुणांतरंग मोदलिसिनन मनवि आलकिंचरा दटे मर्ममेल्ल तेल्पेदने मनस मनवि आलकिंचरा दटे कर्मकाण्डमत कृष्टुलै भव कर्मकाण्डमत कृष्टुलै भव कर्मकाण्डमत कृष्टुलै भव गहन चारुलै गासि चन्दग कर्मकाण्डमत कृष्टुलै भव गहन चारुलै गासि चन्दग कनि मानवा कनि मानवा अवतारुडै कनि मानवा अवतारुडै कनि मानवा अवतारुडै कनि पिल्चिनाडे नडत त्यागराजु कनि मानवा अवतारुडै कनि पिल्चिनाडे नडत त्यागराजु मनवि आलकिंचरा दटे मर्ममेल्ल तेल्पेदने मनस मनवि आलकिंचरा दटे So in this composition, Tyagaraja says, "Oh my mind, won't you listen to my appeal? I am revealing all the secrets. Ramachandra is there in my heart. So please listen to what I have to say." So that is the gist of the meaning that is there in this composition. Moving on. I will now be singing a composition of Maharaja Swati Tirunal from Kerala. And Swati Tirunal is a prolific composer who has composed so many different varieties of compositions in different languages as well. He has composed compositions in Sanskrit, in Telugu, Malayalam. I think there is also Tamil composition and also Hindi. He was also, since he was the king of the court, he was also influenced by the Hindustani and the North Indian music, and he has composed several bhajans also in Hindi. So I will be presenting one of his bhajans in the Ragam Sindhu Bhairavi. This is again in praise of Lord Rama. So what he says is, there is nobody else for me apart from you, Lord Ramachandra. Who else is there to take care of me? It is in your kingdom, in Rama's kingdom, that reverberates with dharma. Rama is synonymous with dharma and with truth. So you are there. There is nobody else apart from you to take care of me. Let others have their faith, but for me, I place my implicit faith on you, and I want you to bless me. So that is the meaning of this bhajan. He has composed it in Hindi. रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारे, 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 कौन खबर मेरी। रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारी, कौन खबर मेरी। रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारी, कौन खबर मेरी। भाज रही जिनके बाज रही जिनके नगरी मो, 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 सदा धर्म की, सदा धर्म की भेरी, सदा धर्म की, सदा धर्म की, सदा धर्म की भेरी, सदा धर्म की भेरी। रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारी, कौन खबर ले मेरी। रामचंद्र प्रभु जाके चरण कमल रज से, तिरिया तन को फेरी, औरन को कछु और भरोसो, हमें भरोसो तेरी। जाके चरण कमल रज से, तिरिया तन को फेरी, औरन को कछु और भरोसो, हमें भरोसो तेरी। पदुमनाभ प्रभु पदुमनाभ प्रभु पणिफरे शायी, पदुमनाभ प्रभु पणिभर शायी पदुमनाभ प्रभु पणिभर शायी कृपा करो क्यों देरी कृपा करो क्यों देरी रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारी कौन खबर ले मेरी रामचंद्र प्रभु तुम बिन प्यारी कौन खबर ले I will sing next a composition which was popularized greatly by MS Subbalakshmi Amma. It is a Tamil composition, a Ragamalika, different ragams, Kurai Ondrum Illai. I will sing that composition, and I think maybe I'll end with that composition. குறையொன்றுமில்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா குறையொன்றுமில்லை கண்ணா குறையொன்றுமில்லை கோவிந்த குறையொன்றுமில்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா குறையொன்றுமில்லை கண்ணா குறையொன்றும் இல்லை கோவிந்தா கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாமல் நிற்கின்றாய் கண்ணா கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாமல் நின்றாலும் எனக்கு குறையொன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாமல் நிற்கின்றாய் கண்ணா கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாமல் நின்றாலும் எனக்கு குறையொன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா வேண்டியதை தந்திட வெங்கடேசன் என்றிருக்க வேண்டியது வேறில்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா மணிவண்ணா மலையப்பா கோவிந்தா 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 திரையில் பில் நிற்கின்றாய் கண்ணா கண்ணா திரையில் பில் நிற்கின்றாய் கண்ணா உன்னை மறையோடும் ஞானியர் மட்டுமே காண்பார் திரையில் பில் நிற்கின்றாய் கண்ணா உன்னை மறையோடும் ஞானியர் மட்டுமே காண்பார் என்றாலும் குறையொன்றும் எனக்கில்லை கண்ணா என்றாலும் குறையொன்றும் எனக்கில்லை கண்ணா குன்றின் மேல் கல்லாகி நிற்கின்ற வரதா குன்றின் மேல் கல்லாகி நிற்கின்ற வரதா குறையொன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா குறையொன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா மலையப்பா மலையப்பா கோவிந்தா 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 களிநாளுக்கு இறங்கி களிலே இறங்கி களிநாளு நிற்கின்றாய் கேசவா களினாளுக்கிறங்கி களிலே இறங்கி நிலையாக கோயிலில் நிற்கின்றாய் கேசவா குறையொன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணாயதும் மறக்காது மலையப்பா யாதும் மறக்காது மலையப்பா உள் மார்பில் ஏதும் தர நிற்கும் கருணை கடலில் என்றும் இருந்திடு எது குறை எனக்கு என்றும் இருந்திடு எது குறை எனக்கு ஒன்றும் குறையில்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா ஒன்றும் குறையில்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா மணிவண்ணா மலையப்பா கோவிந்த 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 Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Thank you all so much for joining this evening. I had a wonderful time taking you through a few of these beautiful compositions. It was a lovely evening for me. Thank you all so much for joining this session this evening.
Thank you. Mala, please.
Would you like to share your views on Kirtana singing today?